Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to all students. Thank you very much for attending my class today, Intermediate Econometric. Before we go further, explanation about the class today, please don't forget to put your attendance, proof of attendance in the chatting section. Alright, today before we jump to the course that we are going to discuss a little bit, about the correlogram. Okay, the correlogram. Um, I would like to present about the pro forma of the course for this semester. Alright. But before that, if anyone can open the camera, switch on the camera. If anyone have Wi-Fi that you can share with me the camera, so I'm not talking alone. So, Kiruba, do you use Wi-Fi or hotspot? Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. So you don't have problem with the connection, right? So far? Okay. Else? Who has Wi-Fi as well? Not hotspot. If hotspot, I'm not allowed you to open the camera unless for the photo session at the end of the class to prove the attendance as well. Okay? Alright, never mind. Okay, Kuruba. Okay, open, switch on your camera is okay, Okay, Amin. Okay, no problem. Okay. So when Kruba is here, meaning that I'm not talking alone now. Okay. I have somebody to see, Alright. Okay. So I've started my presentation. Let's talk about the pro forma. Okay. Ada lagi attend? Irfan? Okay, can you see the pro forma now? I start my presentation now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Please respond so I know whether you can see it or not. Okay, so the name of the course is Intermediate Econometric. The code for the course is PEQ 3043. Credit hour is 3. This course emphasizes the study of middle econometric topic. This course provides students with a true understanding of the middle econometric topic. Specifically, this course will be discussed into empirical issue, the identification of the measurement and the measurement of the economic variable, and the identification and the measurement of empirical model. Other econometric application are also emphasized. Well, it means that it's no longer we are going to talk about the deterministic econometric. Deterministic econometric we have already discussed in the PEQ 3023, right? So in this semester, we will doing take-home exam, meaning the final assessment. We will do the quiz, online quiz, the project, like the previous one, and also the tutorial. Okay, so what are we going to discuss? We are going to do some theoretical or we discuss a little bit the comparison in the different topic of what is the meaning of econometrics, intermediate econometrics. The discussion will be emphasized in the definition, scope of intermediate econometry, objective of study intermediate econometry, subfield and intermediate econometric and methodology. Right? Then we will go to discuss about correlogram. Okay. Topic number 1 in week 1, I will do in week 2. Right? Topic in week 2, I will do it today. The correlogram will be discussed today. Right? Then there will be a correlogram, apply correlogram. And And also the apply correlogram is together with the unit root, and also the application to also the unit root and analysis for correlogram. Okay, you can refer to the proforma what is the differences between these two. Alright, but as you know, we doing everything online. If possible, I will cut off some of the tests, yeah, to make it simple, as long as you can get the point, the important point of the class. Okay, as you can see here, there are so many testing. Maybe I will choose 1 to 2 to be specific, yeah, because when we go class through online, we have to be very specific. Then when we done everything about the unit root and also the correlogram until week 4, okay, you will do the tutorial and everything through the module. Then we will go to branch causality, right? The branch causality will be divided by 2, week 5 and week 6. The week 1 is theoretical and week 6 is application. Then we continue week 7, week 8 about the Johansen-Julius, right? Then we will go to week 9 about VAR, vector autoregression. Then we will discuss about error correction term in week 10. Week 11 about the error correction model, and week 12 will be discussed about vector error correction model. 13, 14, I presume you are going to complete the project, right? Okay. Please refer to the my guru, Please refer to my guru to see on your own, yeah, the performer. Please see, please refer there. But don't worry, we won't go away from what we have already planned in performer. We will do it everything just like in the performer. So in your side, yeah, you have to be very prepared, because this semester intermediate econometry is not easy. Okay, it's not easy because you must have mind preparation. Okay, now let's talk about the project. Okay, the project is about dynamic model. Yeah, we call it as VECM. As you can see in proforma, at the end of the proforma, we do the VECM. It means that this class is project-based learning. Yeah, what is the meaning of by the project-based learning? You learn everything from the lecture through doing the project. Okay, is it important to us? Very important. Make sure that you can gain all the information from the class, because this method is very useful to do the final year project. Ada tak any of your senior talk to you about the project? About the final year project? What method you are going to use? Oxford Resign?
Ya, doktor.
Have you heard anything about the final year project? About the method, what method you need to do? What the issue is going to discuss?
No, doktor.
No? Okay. So you don't see any prospect from this class, right? Because you don't know. Okay, let me tell you. Okay. In the previous semester and this semester, you learn econometric. Econometric is a method that's very important to use for your final year project. To use. The method is going to be used in the final year project. But if you use survey research method like questionnaire through Google form, or go to the field to distribute the questionnaire, so this is not the method. But usually, for financial student, AE07, they use econometric approach. Econometric approach is something that you need to write in chapter 3 and the analysis is going to be report in chapter 4. That's what you learn in my class since last semester. Sekarang dah tahu belum? Okay? Sandri Rui, Beijing, Fabian, Syaril, dan Luke. Okay? Amir, where is his Amir?
Okay,
Mana Amir?
doctor.
Ya, doktor.
Okay, Amir, okay there. Okay. Now you see why we learn econometric, because we need to use the method that we learned since last semester during your final year project. Trust me, Dr. Gan, if your supervisor is Dr. Gan, like international student from China, you will prefer Dr. Gan as your supervisor. Dr. Gan will ask you use econometric. Okay? If you choose Dr. Asmawi as your supervisor, Dr. Asmawi will ask you use econometric, what you learn in the econometric class. You have to use now to do your final year project with me. That's the word they are going to talk to you. Not only Dr. Asmawi, not only Dr. Gan. Dr. Normala, Dr. Norasiba, everybody. Wait, yeah. Alright. Can you see now? Kuruba? Kuruba? Okay, Kruba, can you see now the prospect of the class? Okay. Okay, that's why don't take it easy. Yeah, you can see that in Proforma there are so many testing. You have to know everything. Yeah? But as I mentioned, we have project. Why we have project? Because I want you to do hands-on test. You do it now. Okay, you don't have to wait until your final year project, then you hands on. No, you have to do it now. At least you have a little bit exposure about the all testing. But what you doing not like your final year project, because final year project you have to do it alone. In this class, take the opportunity, you will do it together. If you blur, if you stuck, you can discuss with me and with your group member. Some of the students take advantage like this. They don't want to learn it now. But when they want to do the planner project, they keep asking me even though I'm not their supervisor. I want to entertain you. I will entertain you now. Betul tak? Akmal? Akmal? Are you there, Akmal? Akmal? Bising itu Akmal. Buat apa tu Akmal? Never mind, Akmal tutup balik bising. Okay, tak apa, tutup. Okay? Okay, saya kesian lah. I'm so not happy when I see student keep go and come. I'm so sorry for your internet connection. However, no worry. Let's start the class now. But as I mentioned, please, when you have module, the module will come to you. Okay, make sure that when the module achieve you there, whenever you are, never mind, Akmal, it's okay. Make sure you get ready. Make sure the parcel not return. Make sure you wait for the parcel. Because it's very difficult to post it to you. One way and coming back to me, I'm so sad for that if the parcel return. Okay, let's start the lecture about the Correlogram. Sorry, this is initial introduction about the Correlogram, but it's helpful. So please take note, yeah, before your books come. Okay, sorry, my slide not fancy. Okay, so dull, but the thing is the knowledge, yeah, the knowledge from the slide. Okay, we will use this slide week 1 to week 4 maybe, because we also have the unit road, and I will keep updating, yeah, the slide. The slide is not on just like this. I will keep updating the slide to make it informative, up to date, and useful. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the Correlogram test. Okay, the Correlogram, also known as the autocorrelation function. Okay, but before that, can you see the slide?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
Can,
Alright,
Doctor.
alright.
Can.
Thank you for the response. Okay, autocorrelation function, yeah, also known as an informal test. Okay, we have formal and informal tests. The informal test to know the behavior of the data, whether the data is stationary or not stationary. We have two tests, formal and informal. The informal test known as Correlogram. There are two graphs in Correlogram, ACF and PACF, autocorrelation function and partial autocorrelation function. Then the formal test known as unit root. Okay, the unit root test have many types of testing, including Dickey-Fleur, augmented Dickey-Fleur, Philip Perrons, and many others. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about Correlogram. Okay, the Correlogram, also known as informal test for investigate the existence of stationary in time series data, whether the data stationary or not. Okay, one sample test of stationary is based on the so-called autocorrelation function, or ACF. The ACF at leg K, denoted by rho K, is defined as, okay, P here is rho, K here is the optimum leg length. Okay, leg optimum. P here is rho, RHO. Rho K is equal to gamma K divided by gamma O. K here is optimal leg again. 0 here is initial leg, meaning start from the beginning. Okay? Equal to covariant at leg K and divided by variant. Okay? Please take note. To make easy understanding, we have to utilize the eView software for help us in order to run or to estimate the Correlogram. In tutorial, we have to use the GDP data for simulation purposes or REER data. Alright. You will be provide the data, yeah, in the module. You have to use the data for any testing. Okay, that's a different thing from the project. That is the tutorial part. Okay, don't worry about the formula here because eView will do for you. Okay, you are not downloading the eView yet, but I will give you through the Telegram group. Yeah, I will deliver the information how to download and get the software from the group.
Doktor,
Yeah.
kita pakai software lain daripada SEM lepas.
Yes, we use eView. Okay, because SPSS cannot catch up dynamic model. eView is a compatible software that powerful to measure the dynamic model. Any question? Any question?
No, Doctor.
Okay, if you have any question, just ask me, okay? Okay, now let's continue. Okay, this is a procedure in eView software that you have to follow, right? Before you can start. Don't worry about open the web file because in the model, I will show you how to start to open the web file and so on. The procedure here, presume that you already know how to open, uh, how to open or how to develop a new profile. But don't worry too much. Just refer first to this procedure. Okay, firstly, to do the Correlogram, you have to log into eView software and open the work file. Work file meaning that where your data allocate. Okay. The second step, click the data. In this case, is real effective exchange rate, REER. Is real effective exchange rate. Okay, it depends on the data, which data you're going to use for the test. Click view, click Correlogram, new box appear. Choose level and choose level. Then continue again and you will get the result. You will get the result. Then you have to repeat procedure number 2. But this time you have to click at first different. Okay, that's one thing. At third step, you have to allocate the length. Okay. Wait ya. Wait ya. Okay, we'll continue the presentation. Sorry. Anak saya buka kuat ingat lagu tu kan. Kenalah slowkan. Alright, so continue. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we are at step number 3. This step, click on level, edit lag. Okay. Okay. In step 3, there is some situation. Okay. The lag length here because the data is quarterly. Yeah, the data is long. Okay. In this course, it is a different with the econometric course. Yeah, PEQ 3023 because in our previous project you can use yearly data. The data is not long enough. It's long for the project but not long enough for dynamic project. In here, in this semester, you have to use long data, quarterly or monthly data. That's why here, you can put the lag is 36. 36 meaning that 36 data is omitted from the system. Okay. Dugaan betul ya. Okay, macam mana? Can you understand the procedure just now? But we not finished yet. But so far, how is it so far? Can you get the idea? Okay, never mind. This is still earlier to say that what will happen. Okay, but we just continue the presentation. Alright. So because of now we're dealing with the quite long data because we're dealing with quarterly data but not yearly data. So we can put the the initial lag 36. But if your data is yearly, you only can put the data around lag 6 or 7. If you put late 36, the system cannot calculate for you because the data is not long enough. Okay, the data is not long enough. Okay, so this is step number 2. Okay, this is view for step number 2. As you can see, step number 2 here, click on REER, click view, click Correlogram, new box appear. New box appear is a Correlogram specification box. That is the box meaning by new box appear. New box appear here is a Correlogram specification box. Okay, again, I said here choose level. Now you click level, click at level, select to include. I said here 36, right? Okay, now you put here 36 and you click OK. But as you can see here, okay, the data is quarterly data starting from 1987 quarter 1 until 2017. 2017 quarter 4. Okay, let's continue, yeah. Okay, now you can see here the sample is from 1987 quarter 1 until 2017 quarter 4. Okay, so this is the graph, the graph for ACF and PACF. This is part PACF, this is ACF. This is leg, yeah, leg 1 until 36. Okay, as you can see here, there is 2 bound, right and left. This is standard error bounds. Okay, if for ACF, if the bound slowly move into the standard error area, slowly, meaning that the graph like this spike, the bound, the graph here we call it as spike, SPIKE. If the spike moving into the standard error area slowly like this, or even not really inside the standard error bound, we can say that the variable REER is not stationary at level form. Okay, at level form, REER is not stationary at level form. But if only spike 1 up from standard error area, starting from leg 2, the spike is already inside the standard error like PACF, like this one. Yeah, you can see. The graph will be like this. In here, again I repeat, the graph like PACF, in ACF here, we can say that, yeah, if the ACF looks like PACF, okay, please take note, there is some clue to easy for you to understand. So we can say that usually the graph will be at first different, the graph will be like PACF at ACF area. So we can say that REER is stationary at first different. Okay? Clear or not? Clear or not my presentation just now? Clear or not? Okay, I give you time to refer again to the note that you write, or maybe you do some note, yeah, about my explanation just now. Okay, if you have any question, I will back in 2 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Sorry ya. Okay. Okay. Again, I repeat my presentation. Graph here, okay, for ACF is not stationary because despite moving into the standard area bound right and left here like this, okay, slowly or even not inside properly the in the area of standard error bound. But okay, if this situation occur on your data at level form, we can say that the data is not stationary. REER is not stationary at level form. But if at autocorrelation ACF graph here, the graph looks like partial correlation, okay, at first different, okay, we can say that the data is stationary at first different. In other situation, if the graph at level form for REER is like this, so like partial autocorrelation here, so we can say that the graph, the data of REER is stationary at level form. So we can, so the conclusion here, we can say the behavior of the data is depend of the movement of ACF here, whether the data is on the level form or first different. Okay. So this is another example. Okay. This is the border, that is a standard error border. This is spike and spike. This is star in the spike star. So the movement of the spike could be slowly or faster. Okay. 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 Yeah, the slower movement, yeah, the slower movement of the spike into the standard area bound, we call it as exponentially decay. Yeah, exponentially decay. Okay, there is another example. REER at level form, yeah, it's not stationary, but the REER at first different is stationary. But the graphical here is a little bit error, yeah. Never mind. So for ECF, for Correlogram analysis actually, you can say that the spike, yeah, the spike moving slowly or exponentially decay, and when it for different, we can say that it's the movement of the spike is faster. Yeah. So when the movement of the spike at first different faster, so we can say it's stationary. But in some situation at level form, suddenly the movement of spike is faster. Yeah, it can be slowly, but it can be faster as well. So when the spike is faster in level form, we can say that the data is stationary at level form. Okay, meaning that the stationary of the data can be happen at level form or at first difference. The thing that you must know here is to observe the behavior of the data. Okay, if the data is find out as stationary at first different, so you can say that the data is stationary at first different. But the stationary of the data also can be happen at level form, so you can say that the data is stationary at level form. If the data stationary at level form, so we can say that the data is IO data. Okay, IO data. But if the data is stationary at first different, so we can say that the data is I1 data. Okay, how to write IO I1? IO. Okay, IO data or I1 data. This is how to write the data. If IO data, meaning that the data is stationary at level form. If data is I1 data, meaning that the data stationary at first different. Okay? Okay, now let's continue. Okay, I think this is only, you have to do the tutorial when you get the model. Refer to page 50 to 52 for further explanation. Okay. Okay, statistic here. Okay, don't worry about the statistic here. Usually is if you do the Bok-Jenkins, yeah, the volatility, you have to understand, yeah, about the um statistic information here. But now in this course, you're not doing the Bok-Jenkins because usually Bok-Jenkins need you to find the very high frequency data like hourly, by minutes, yeah, by day. Okay, that's what Bok-Jenkins data types need. But in our class, we just only refer to quarterly data and monthly data. So for these stages, you only have to refer for the informal graphical here, SEF and PACF. Okay, any question? Okay, I think it's a lot of information I have already delivered to you today. Okay, if you screenshot, ya, screenshot the slide just now. Maybe you can do some notes for that for the class. Okay, because to understand the behavior of the graph, no, the pattern of the graph is very important to make a decision. In this class, always talk about decision. What you have to do, whether the data IO or I1. Okay, if IO, what's next? If I1, what's next? Okay, let me tell you. Okay, in our previous semester, okay, we have a few variable, yeah, dependent and independent. Let's say dependent and independent variable, we have 4 variable. Okay, we have 4 variable. Okay, in this uh in the previous class, we said dependent and independent. Dependent is y variable, y. The independent is x1, x2, x3, and so on, right? Correct? Okay. In this class, we not call the variable as dependent or independent. We call them as endogenous, y, and the exogenous, which is all the independent. But in the previous semester, we'll do the univariate, only one system equation. In here, all is a multivariate. All dependent can be dependent, all independent can be dependent. Okay? The system is always reshuffle. Firstly, y become the dependent. Second system, x1 become dependent. Third system, x2 become dependent. Fourth system, x3 become dependent. if you have 4 variables including y. Including y as your system, you have 4 variables, y, s1, s2, s3. So you have 4 systems. The system keep reshuffle. I will give you the test on writing the ulat of reshuffle equation, multivariate. You must know how to write the correct VECM function. Okay? Otherwise, you won't understand what I'm talking about right now. Okay, never mind. I just telling you as an initial stage. Yeah, I tell you everything now. At least your brain start and has some information. Yeah. So when I keep talking the same thing during the 14 weeks, so finally you can get what I mean. Yeah, because it's quite difficult. I believe that, but it's not that difficult if you keep trying to do it on your own, yeah, hands-on exercise and everything. Do the test, do the tutorial, do the project. So at the end of the semester, I believe you can understand everything. And you can do it, you can apply this approach in your final year project. Okay. One more thing is all data like xy, x1, x2, x3, all variable is IO data. Ingat, remember IO, I1, IO meaning all variable is stationary at level 4. If all variable is stationary at level 4, so the suitable method that you can use for the set of the data is VAR, V-A-R, vector auto correlation. But if all your data, if your data y, x1, x2, x3, some IO, some I1, okay, like one variable IO, 3 variable I1, or 2 variable IO, 2 variable I1, the mix, the behavior of the variable, stationary at level, stationary at first different. If you have variable like that, you can use ARDL, auto regression distribute lag. Okay, but if all your variable is I1, Y I1, S1 I1, S2 I1, S3 I1, all set of the data behavior is I1, so you can use VECM, vector error correction model. Please take note. Okay? Okay, another question. Doctor, if all my data I1, can I use ARDL? Yes. If there is no data I2, because if your data have data I2, you cannot use ARDL. The maximum stationary level that ARDL model can accept is only until I1. But if all your data is I1, it is good if you can use VECM. But if your data mix IO I1, it's good if you use ARDL. But if your data is IO, it's good if you use VAR. Suddenly, your data is mixed IO I1 and ARDL, you have bound test, co-integration bound test. And suddenly when you use bound test, you do bound test, please take note, this is such situation you will be faced in your final year project. You decide to use ARDL because your data is mixed IO I1. Now you do ARDL. Suddenly, okay, when you do ARDL, there is one step called bound test. One step called the very early, the first step in ARDL. You have to do bound test co-integration, and there is no bound. Okay, what you have to do is you have to change the lag of the bound test until you find the variable until you found the bound. Yeah, never mind. I just tell you what you have to do. Just take note. Yeah. In the future, you will be more understand about my explanation today. Okay, if you change the bound, you change the leg, you try many type of leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, you change it shuffle 20, and then you change 20, 12, many leg you already test, but there is still no leg and no bound, no co-integration. So in this situation, you have to go to use OLS. Yes, the lag is depend on your data. Like I said, if you use yearly data, you cannot go further than 10. Okay, because your data is short. Lag meaning omit, buang. If you have data from 2000 until 2020, only n equal to 20, right? Tahun 2000, tahun 2020, your data only 20. If you put lag 10, meaning that you omit 10 years. Only 10 years remain. Somehow, the system will say near singular metric problem, meaning that the data is not enough, the calculation cannot be complete. Near singular metric, fail to complete the calculation because the iteration, the system in EView keep iterate, suddenly stop because the data not there. How can they go far? That's why for dynamic variable system, you have to have long data. That's why I'm telling you, a part of having using the yearly data, use the quarterly data. For example, if you have used quarterly data compared to yearly data, 1 year you have 4 variable for quarterly. Okay, for yearly 2010 only 1. But if you use quarterly 2010 you have 4 quarter. Compared to monthly, if you use quarterly yearly only 2010 1, quarterly 2010 become 4 variable. If you use monthly 2010 become 12 data. Meaning if you use yearly data for 10 years, you have 10 data. If you use quarterly data for 10 years, you have 40 data. If you use monthly data for 10 years, you have 120 data. That's what I mean. Can you see that? The data is become very longer and enough for you to do the dynamic analysis. Okay, so let me tell you. Anak saya. Okay. So, for the project, please listen to me. Okay, because it happened in the previous semester, the student does not believe me. Okay, so in week 8, they have to change the data because they cannot complete the project. Yeah, they cannot complete the project because they still want to use the yearly data. Okay, it's not long enough. Okay, so trust me, use the monthly or quarterly data for the project. Okay, for the project, again, let me tell you, you can start find the article, to follow. You can do the project in group, form the group. In this class, we have 26, meaning that you can have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can have 5 group in this class. 5 group. Okay, I will choose the leader. Okay, so you can just follow the leader. Okay, leader is a timekeeper, time watcher. Bukan tengok jam Not watch the hour, watch the clock. Not like that. The leader is the someone that make sure all the group member, including them, including the leader, always in the right track. Because remember, this class is project-based learning Every testing you learn from the class, you have to do it in the project. Class, are you clear about that? It happened to you last semester. Ruba, are you realize? Realize, right? Everything you learn from the class, you have to apply in the data that you find. Okay, what data to find? Through the article journal. The article journal, where to find? You have to find when I tell you last semester. I already tell you where to find the article. Okay, at this level, please, you are a university student, you are intelligent enough, don't go to Google. Go to scopus.com, go to Gesto, ProQuest, orang kata good sources, good resources. Okay. But there is some condition in this semester. In the article must have exchange rate variable. Why? Because usually exchange rate have quarterly and monthly. Okay, the system that use exchange rate usually in high frequency order, quarterly or monthly. Okay, there are some variables difficult to find in monthly and quarterly. But when the article use exchange rate, usually the article is able to provide you some suggestion of which variable you can find in monthly and quarterly. But this semester, not only the project, okay, but there is one stage I want you to do Powtoon. 60 second to 90 second Powtoon video about the exchange rate. Okay, please take note. Okay, I have the instruction of the assignment about the Powtoon, because we want to see that the knowledge that you gain from your study, you can deliver to the people out there, to the society which need the information. Like the people need to travel, that the people need to do the exchange rate in the exchange rate shop, or the people need to do the transaction, international transaction. Okay, this type of people, they need the information about the exchange rate. Okay, the video is not too long. You have to use Powtoon. The video will be in 60 seconds and 290 second. 1 minit setengah, 1 minute to 1 minute setengah. Very short. What you must have in the Powtoon, the definition of exchange rate. Okay, the formula of exchange rate. How to use the formula. Okay, for example, provide some example. The country, the bilateral exchange rate in the example must be Malaysia within the Asian country only. You can choose Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei, and so on, but make sure the country is within the Asian country. Okay, so you now after the class you can start to find the article. The article show discuss with the group, or every member in the group has to find the article and show me, because I have the standard for the project. Okay, it's not too difficult, it's not too easy. If this is suitable to your level to do the project, but don't worry, the project is not the final year project. Because the final project is much difficult, you have to do it alone. Okay, compared to this project, you can do it together. You have somebody to lean on, to depend on. You have somebody to discuss. I'm here also to tell you what to do. But in final year project, you have to do it alone with your supervisor. If you do your final project with me, so I'm your supervisor lah. But if you're not doing with me, so the guy, the lecturer that you have to discuss is your supervisor. Okay. Any question? Okay, please refer to the record, lecture record. Okay. Dengar balik. If you missing any information, you dengar balik. If you not clear, you ask me. Okay? I will provide the video in the My Guru. Okay? Yesterday video is already there in My Guru. You can compare the information. Okay? That's why I provide the video so you can watch both. Okay? And I try to not provide or give you long video because you might, when you want to hear it back, it maybe feel lazy, yeah. We are human, right? Boring, yeah. So I understand. Don't worry. But if you want to gain all the information, you can hear again the video, the lecture video. Okay, sampai sini saja for today. Until here, we are going to continue again the lecture next time. Just wait for the model. I will go to the shop to see whether the printing is done or not. Okay. Any question before we end the class? I hope that can everyone open the switch on the camera. I want to take the photo. Switch on the camera. Can you all switch on the camera? Kiruba is already on the camera. Can you switch on the camera? Okay, Amir is already switched on. Sanriwi. Okay,
Yes,
Hamizah.
doctor.
Okay, good. To see everybody is fine. No COVID, No COVID-19 inside you, No, I just kidding. Okay. Okay, switch on. I will take the photos. Okay, don't forget, you must select the leader. I want to know it by this week. Yeah, don't delay. Okay, how about the rest? No Aziza, Nor Leha, Irfan, Beijing, Nor Akmal, Siti Yulandari. Okay, get ready. I'm going to snap the picture now to prove the attendance of we all. Okay? Okay, smile. Okay, thank you for your attending my class today. Please do attend the other class. There is many things to discuss. Okay. I hope if you have any problem according to the presentation or the class lecture, please don't be hesitant to ask me because I'm happy to help until you can understand everything at the end of the semester. Okay, thank you very much everybody. Assalamualaikum and goodbye.
Thank you, Dr. Waalaikumsalam.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay, welcome.